A warm welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. In today's video, we are going to be comparing two polishes that you can buy from your Halford store, turn that around, that you can use to improve paintwork. You can rub on car paintwork with it, increase gloss and remove minor defects. Both of them can be used by hand, but indeed, if you wanted to put them onto a little machine polisher and work them, you could also do that. Now, in today's test, we have a test panel here divided up into 4 sections, and it's been compounded. So it's been cut quite aggressively with coarse compound there and coarse wool. So if you can see in there, we have all this fine machine marring and kind of like haze. You can see it all. And we've taken readings of the data. So the average gloss from 5 readings is 87.1 and the haze is 17.2. Over on this section, 89.2, haze is 16.8. Over here on the bit we're going to test with the Autoglym, we've got an average of 88.1 gloss and 16.3 haze, and down here 88.1 gloss as well and 16.8 haze. So that's kind of what you'd expect, a bit of variance when we compound it. Now let's crack on with this particular test. So product number 1, this Autoglym Super Resin Polish, been out for a hell of a long time. This is the latest version. I've just gone and bought this, so it should be the new and improved version. Now, on the top, we're going to apply it by hand with a microfiber applicator. How do you do that? Well, you put some of the polish down, you work it, you allow it to dry, and you buff it off. So what we're going to do is plonk that down there and just do 4 passes from left to right, okay? Just as we would if we were buffing this material onto our car. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, getting knackered already, and that's 4, okay? After that, it says allow it to dry, as I've mentioned. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a machine polisher, always working with one hand. We're going to put a bit of our polish onto a pad, right there. We don't need a lot. We're going to set our machine speed. I just dropped a bit on the floor, but it's okay. We're going to set our machine speed to around about speed 3. Just going to dab it down so we prime our pad a little bit. Just going to, actually, no, I won't pick that up. Oh, this is the nightmare. One hand, doing this with one hand is terrible. So I'm just going to put this down. I want to put a bit more polish on there because a bit of it fell off the pad onto the floor. So I just want to be sensible with everything that's going on. You need 2 hands to do this. It's so hard to do this testing kind of live. So I've got a decent amount of polish there. I'm going to run the machine at speed 3 and go left, right 4 times, okay? Just as if I was polishing this. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to leave that to dry, and we're going to switch to a clean pad for the same test on the Meguiars product. So we take our Meguiars product, which is the hybrid ceramic prep wax. So it does look a lot more blingy, and it's using SiO2 technology, and it's got one of those funny seals in it. I betcha. I knew it. Get that off there. What does it smell of? Polish. Oh, got some of it on my schnozzle. So this test is really going to be very, very simple, because it's going to be looking at how much the product costs, and it's going to be looking at how much it improves the surface appearance of our hazy, weathered paintwork, if you like. So that's our third, and we've got to go back again for 4 passes. So we've worked them roughly the same. The instructions for the Meguiars do not say to allow to dry, so you wipe it straight off. So this is a clean microfiber towel. I'm just going to buff along. Oh, I've just wiped my gloss reading data, you plonker. Can I still see that? Yeah, it was 87.1. don't think that would wipe off so easily. 87.1. Okay, gloss. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing over here. It's not as easy to do as you think, this. It's not as easy to do as you think. Yes, it is. You're just useless. Okay. We get a bit of polish on there, roughly the same amount. We've got the same amount on there. We put it up to speed. 3. Bang it on, and 4 passes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again with the Meguiars, there's no cure time, so we can wipe that straight off. So that's put like a layer of SiO2 down, and I think it says like polishing oils and stuff, but abrasive as well. So what we've done there is hopefully improve both those two things. Now the Autoglym product has had a few minutes and it's starting to haze up, so we're going to take another cloth. We're not going to use panel white because these are glazes. We want the fillers and material that are in these products to remain in the paintwork. So that's starting to dry now. Yes, those fillers should have set. So let's give it a buff. You can wait longer, but I think that seems to be okay for me. Once it starts going white, you're typically there. So let's buff that. It doesn't say specifically how long to wait. Just till dry. I can see the improvement in the paintwork as well, which is good. So let's just make sure we get all this up. And I'm just going to flip. Just give that wipe there. Give that wipe there. It's interesting. So I'm just seeing with my eyeballs like the difference in the results. Yes. So now we have our results. So we take our Gonio photometer. It's all been calibrated already to take these readings, and we're going to go across and take 5 readings in the money shot area. So let's just get that off. Delete all batches. So n equals 0. So we want n equals 5. We may get some misfire readings when we do this. Okay, so we've got gloss is not improved, but log haze is massively improved, which is interesting. Gloss was slightly improved, so 0.3 of a gloss unit, the 20-degree gloss. So we're seeing improvements at the moment. Not much improvement in gloss, which is interesting. Now that's a better improvement. I've only got 2 more readings. What we see is what we get. We've seen a good reduction in log haze, but not a massive improvement with gloss with the Meguiars. Okay, n equals 5, we want to look at averages. So our mean 20-degree gloss is 90.1. Okay? So, 90.1, which is nearly 1 gloss unit of improvement. And our haze is now 9.9. which is reduced. You want a lower haze reading, so 9.9. So we've nearly lost 6.7 units of haze. So a massive improvement on haze. Okay. Now we've got to collect up this data. So we know these products work. So this Meguiars product has improved gloss slightly, but really done a good job by machine of reducing haze. Okay, so we've cleared our data. We're going again. This is Meguiars by hand. Interesting, big difference with the results of that. Yeah, wow. So by hand, this product is, I'm really interested in this data. I didn't know what to expect at all. But when we're seeing some improvement in gloss this time around, but no improvement or less improvement with haze. But let's just slow my brain down a second. So let's go to our stats. 89.3 gloss. So we have seen an improvement actually with gloss. 89.3. That's a good improvement. And then haze 17.1 versus, was that 17.2 before? It was. So we had 17.1, but virtually no improvement in haze. Really interesting. Might be what you almost might expect between machine application and hand application. But there's a good bit better gloss increment there, no haze increment. Less of a gloss increment, massive haze increment. Is that going to be consistent with our Autoglym product? One thing is, this machine application looks a bit, you probably can't see it by eye, but it looks a bit more white to me, hazy. So I think the haze is going to be high down here, but let's just do the machine stuff first. So delete all batches. Okay. So first reading, reduction in haze, good. Reduction in gloss though, yeah, that's interesting. Wow, okay, let's just keep going. Reduction in gloss, but reduction in haze. These products are performing differently. This has reduced the gloss down. So far, let me just get all the readings. And by the way, I do not think, it says here about using this on machine. I'm sure you can. I know I always have done historically, but I have to be very careful. That's our 5th reading. Right, so let's go to stat. So our gloss is 83.0. And our haze is 13.6. So we've reduced haze in the panel, but we've reduced gloss. So the machine application function on the Autoglym, the results haven't been as good, I think, but we'll just digest it all at the end. So let's just go in. Right, so now we're going with hand application. That's really interesting. It's working, the Autoglym product works much better by hand. Maybe it's too aggressive. These results are good. Good. Not getting massive gloss increment, but we haven't with any of them. But we're getting gloss increment and we're getting haze reduction. Yeah, I mean, that data there is really good. So, well, the gloss data isn't really good. So gloss data, just takes in, average is 87.7. And haze data, 9.3, which is a massive improvement. But a summary of that is the Autoglym product works better by hand, which a lot of people say. And I've always said it works better on machine. I just thought you could save labour by working on machine. So, what we need to do is deltas here. So we need to get our deltas, guys. So here, we've got plus 2.2. Here, we've got minus, so plus 0.1. Because we've reduced haze, okay, our pre and post. So we're in credit. That's a good result. So high numbers in this second bit are good. Here, we're in credit. So we've jumped up. Oh, Jesus, my maths, guys. What are we doing? If it was 90.1, we'd just 0.9, is it? 0.9, we're in credit. Please, if I get my maths wrong, add 0.9 to that. Yes. And what were we down here? Is that 9.9? So if we said that was 10, we'd be plus 6.9, wouldn't we? We'd be plus 6.9. So a massive, that's a really good performer, that is, that stat there. But that's a really good performer, actually, that stat here from Meguiars. So over here, we are minus, we've lost 0.4 of a gloss unit. And we've improved massively 6.3, add 0.7. So we've lost 7 there. So we've hacked off 7 units of haze. So we've really improved the clarity there. Then over here, this is a important thing. By machine, oh God, have we lost 5 units nearly? 5.1, is that right? 88 to 3, yeah. Something like that, 5.1. And then haze, we're in credit because we've improved haze. So it's 0.2 and then 3. So we're in credit by 3 to 3. So that's a standout kind of bad result there with gloss on the machine. So that's a bad thing. But then that's a very good thing. That's the best, but closely followed by this. But so this is my way of testing surface appearance. Which product has improved the appearance of the test panel overall better? And the answer is the Meguiars from the data here. Now, you would have to repeat this test a number of times, and there's all sorts of ways you can make this test better, and there's all sorts of clever things you can do. This is just one particular test. But so far, I'm going to say appearance. Oh, geez, don't use that pen. Where's my blue pen? Appearance to Meguiars over Autoglym. Next thing, price. Always the price. Now, the Autoglym product costs £13.56 for this 500ml bottle, which is good price. The Meguiars product costs $18.90 for 473, which works out nearly £20, $19.97 for 20ml. Both of these products came from Halfords. They always do discounts and stuff, and prices vary depending on where you get it from. So that's just one price comparison. But that's quite significantly cheaper, isn't it? What is it, about 33% cheaper or something, roughly, between the two? So price-wise, it goes in Autoglym. It's a lot cheaper, and you can get a litre of this for like 15 quid in Halfords. So, yeah, the potential for the Autoglym to be a lot cheaper is there. And I don't know if there's bulk offerings on this or on this, actually. I think it's either 500ml or a litre, and I think that one's either 500ml or 500ml or 473. So the final thing goes down to ease of use. Ease of use. It's quite interesting because historically, the super resin polish was always a bit kind of powdery, and you needed to be careful with it. Like, don't just throw it around. Like, don't put too much on, because when it dries, you've got that kind of chalky residue, and then you'd buff on it and it would kind of build up. But I think Autoglym have improved it in this kind of formulation. Very hard to say just from using it on the test panel, because both of the products behave so nicely. It tends to be when you throw them around, you use loads, that some of the more modern glazes were better, especially if you got them on trim, than Autoglym. But I'm not really sure if I can comment on that yet. Maybe I'll have a play around with these both on a full car. So that would probably, for me, if I wanted the product that had the highest technology, you know, the SiO2, it looked a bit more blingy, I would go with, and the one that's given me the best surface appearance data, it would be the Meguiars. If I wanted the product that offers the best value for money, it would be the Autoglym. It's probably fair to say as well that the Autoglym uses a technology, you know, with its solvent kind of formula, and that it's similar to how it's always been, or it's been for the last, you know, decade or so. You could argue this is similar to some of the previous Meguiars sort of hand polishes and 3-in waxes, and it does feel like it is to me. So both companies have mastered the art of polish. I think the interesting thing to say is that the machine polishing results might be the only thing that are a little bit unfair. So if you're predominantly going to be using them by hand, which is interesting, well, this is really interesting, because if you're interested in using them by hand, the Autoglym product radically reduced the haze, but really didn't do much to the gloss. In fact, the gloss we lost 0.4 units of gloss in that particular test. Whereas the Meguiars, we gained 2 units of gloss, but we didn't reduce the haze down at all. That's a high haze reading. So what does that tell us? I mean, the chemistries are different, and is it abrasive function that's performing better with one product, whereas like the filling function is performing different on the other? I don't know, but this data is quite interesting. But perhaps if you're using it by hand and you wanted a reduction in that haze and swirling, the super resin polish might work better, but the Meguiars might work better on gloss. How do I feel about these products? Well, this product here was the first kind of detailing product where I actually knew you could really do cool stuff to kind of clear coat. I remember buffing away on paintwork with it by hand on a cloth and just buffing the hell out of it. And I'd just keep going and going and going and going and buffing and shining it up. And the paint would get slicker and slicker and I'd keep buffing. And I thought, wow, and I'd go around the entire car. But that's a long time ago. That was when I was a kid. Nowadays, and that was before I knew about machine polishing, nowadays I tend to, if I want to improve the quality of my car's paintwork, I tend to use machine polishes, finishing polishes, cutting compounds, you know, and I'll use machine polishing to deliver me the top level results, because you can go even beyond this to a haze of 9.3, which is what this is reading. Through machine polishing application, you could get that haze down to 1 or 2 units, and that would be like a professional detailer level kind of finish. So these products are limited. They're kind of formulated to try and attempt to give you the max results for use by hand. I hope this test is really useful to you. I don't think it's going to make a massive difference which one of these you use, but my recommendation perhaps on both of them is, if you are going to get into polishing, you would use these products if you weren't going to go and get a machine polisher. I think that's the best way to put it. So that's this video. Let me know which one you prefer. Both these products, both these brands are iconic for me. Grew up using these products, and then I remember when Meguiars came over here and I'd start using a few Meguiars products as well, and I thought they were incredible. And I loved them when I saw them in Halfords. I think it's Hot Wheels and all these other products. Yeah, just thought they were really amazing. And yeah, what we're going to have a look at after this is the kind of protection products that you might combo up with these hand polishes. So the iconic Autoglym Extra Gloss Protection, which is like a solvent wax-based sealant, if you like, but it's more a wax emulsion, I think. You know, a wax solvent emulsion. I think Autoglym said that to me in the comments. That's, you know, designed to top this. Very affordable product. But then Meguiars have got their hybrid ceramic hand wax that you can top this with, which is SiO2 technology. So what I think we're going to do, these products are there to improve the surface performance. These are here to lock in and seal and provide a layer or a film of more permanent, or more durable is the better word, protection. So what we'll do is we'll look at how these perform, how these apply, and how long they last on the panel in the next video. So don't forget to subscribe to the Forensics Detailing channel, and I'm now going to go and clean up all of my mess. Very interesting, that one, very interesting. Over and out.